Welcome to the Marketing Smarts live show by Marketing Profs and the Marketing Smarts podcast, where we dive into B2B news, resources, valuable guest content, and much more each and every week. Hey, if you're a B2B marketer looking for a place to learn, keep up to date, and have some fun along the way, well, you're in the right place. But grab a beverage, a notepad, or at least some style of writing utensil, and welcome to the show. There are a lot of variables that go into feeling comfortable in your marketing career: your boss, your role, your company, and your ability to create change or control upcoming changes. And sometimes when just one of those variables shifts, you suddenly know you're in the right place. For example, maybe you have the right career, but you're in the wrong seat. That and so much more on today's Marketing Smarts Live show. Hello to all my Marketing Smarts Live viewers today, and welcome. I'm super excited to bring you episode 45 of the Marketing Smarts Live show. This week, the topic is how B2B marketers, you can know if you or they have chosen the right career. So if you're ready to get your learn on, buckle up and let's get ready to rock and roll. I'm your boy, George B. Thomas, speaker, trainer, catalyst, and host of this year's show, the Marketing Smarts Live show, as well as the Marketing Smarts podcast found on your favorite podcast app. Our guest clips today are brought to you by none other than Christoph Trappe. Christoph Trappe is a globally recognized content marketing expert and author of Is Marketing a Good Career? He leads content strategy at VoxPopMe, a market research software company, and has helped companies create better content for their target audiences throughout his career. He blogs at ChristophTrappe.com. Now, remember, the clips of Christoph today are pulled from the full Marketing Smarts podcast episode. And if you want to listen to the full interview with Christoph Trappe and myself, make sure to tune in to the Marketing Smarts podcast. Link in the full show to the full show will be in the description below after the live show ends. Hopefully, that's not an entry point into how my lips and mouth and words are going to work today. Now, in this episode, again, I'm talking with Christoph, and it's about how B2B marketers can know if they've chosen the right career. So, how do you know that you have chosen the right career? And what I want to dig into is this idea of the different chairs that might be in a business and how the career doesn't equal the walls, but maybe a different seat in the walls. If you've ever watched this live show for any length of time, you know this is our getting started section that we usually hit upon, the section where we start to lay out a little bit of the foundation. So what did Christoph have to say about understanding if you have the right career, the right seat, and the right mindset? Well, let's take a look.
Oh my God, my goodness, that is a big topic. And I think it starts with how you hire. What are the basic foundational needs that a person needs to have to be in a specific seat or specific group of seats, right? So I'll give you an example. I always needed writers, but I never hired writers. I hired content strategists. They all had to write, but they also had to have other skills. Now, some of them, once I had a group of people on the team, they all had different skills. Some people were better at one thing and some people were better at another thing. But what I tried to do is set them up to be successful as part of the team. Nobody would have been successful if they didn't know how to write to a certain extent. That doesn't mean everybody has to be a fantastic copywriter. That doesn't mean everybody has to be a fantastic blog writer. All the different specialties when it comes to writing, but they certainly have to have a foundation. And then you have to see where do they fit on the team. How do you move people around? Maybe they're on the wrong seat. Do you have a different need? I'll give you an example. I went into a company one time and it was a restructure, George. Like we were going to restructure. That was the mission to an extent. And not a single person was laid off. You know why? Because there was a need for a specific role, in fact, like 3 roles of similar types, and people in other roles had a lot of the skills that those roles needed. And then here's what else they had. They also had the I want to do this attitude. Let's do it. Hey, here's the things I have to learn. Can you help me? Yes, I can. Sounds good. Hey, I'm not very good at this part. Can you help me? Yes, but I'm good at this part, so I can try that. So you have to have those conversations. And I think that's hard for people because let's be honest, if you're in an untrusting relationship with your boss, or you think you're going to get laid off or whatever, and you say, well, I'm not good at this, but I'm happy to learn. And they say, well, we don't have time to learn, so you do need the right leadership too. They probably wouldn't say it like that to you, but that's what they mean, right? So you want to think about, you want to have the right relationship. You want to have a trusting relationship, and figure out if you have maybe you didn't put out the right chairs, to be honest, and people just need to move around a little bit.
Wow. Do you have the right leadership, and do you trust your boss? Do you know what your own basic needs are? Does your employer understand those basic needs? Also, what skills are you bringing to the table to be part of the team? And are your team members sitting in the right seats? Do you and your teammates have the I want to do this attitude? So many good questions. Put the answer to that last one. Do you have that attitude? Put the answer in the chat pane or let me know on Twitter using hashtag MP B2B. And of course, tag me using @GeorgeB. Now we'll get back to Christoph Trappe and his thoughts on how B2B marketers can know if they've chosen the right career. But first, I have to ask, are you part of the Marketing Profs community? If not, become part of the Marketing Profs community by heading to mprofs.com/MP today. That's mprofs.com/MP today. Now, it's time for one of my favorite sections in the B2B News, where we talk about breaking B2B news or really important tips we find on the Google News tab related to you and your B2B business. This week, the title is Lead Scoring: The Value in B2B Marketing by Alex Makura. The article is subtitled, by the way, Discover How Lead Scoring Can Transform Your Business by Streamlining Your Sales and Marketing Efforts, Increasing Revenue, and Boosting Your ROI. You can find this article on Search Engine Journal, and here we go. How are you managing leads in your business is the entry question they ask. Are you spending hundreds of hours working through each one manually? Do you have to guess which leads are more likely to result in conversions, aka conversations, or are you converting leads but have trouble deciding which to focus on first? If you answered yes to any of these questions, it's time to stop prioritizing lead management and start concentrating on lead scoring instead. Now, if you're enticed, intrigued, or just generally curious to keep reading and learning more, head to the description after the live show and click on that superpower of a link. Of course, do that when the live show is over, though, because we want you to continue to enjoy what we're doing here. So let's get back to Christoph Trappe and his Marketing Smarts podcast episode. Now, as I was talking with Christoph, one of the side conversations we dove into, marketers, when we start to talk about how marketers market, anyway, there are going to be some side conversations. Anyway, one of those conversations we dove into was how can companies and marketing teams use SMS in their mix? I know we're talking about if you enjoy your job, and then we end up on SMS. Anyway, Christoph had a few nuggets of information that I wanted to share during the live show. But when I think about what you're about to hear, and I think about have you ever chosen the right career, or have you chosen the right career in your current role? Do you have the ability to be creative, to try new things, to test and fail? Well, let's listen in on Christoph wax poetic on SMS for marketers.
Well, first of all, you have to find a way to get people to sign up, right? So Angela Profit on her website has a pop-up, and she doesn't even try to convert people to email anymore. She just tries to convert people to text messages, which is really interesting in my opinion. And then basically they send out short sound bites every once in a while, with like little sayings or, like encouraging people. So that's kind of her business model, something like that. I don't have the exact wording, of course, in front of me. But depending on your business, send people offers, send people, hey, we have a webinar today, join us today. Not in 2 weeks. That's not how SMS works, right? That's not how text works, but we have one today, join us. But first of all, you need people to sign up anyways. But people pay attention to it. It's really like any content, honestly. How do you have to make it relevant to people? You have to have it you have to have it snackable, relatively short. Don't make them click on anything. Just, they can reply. So there's different vendors out there that you can use for that kind of setup. But it's a conversation. So it's a conversational strategy to stay connected with people. But the first step is you have to come up with a plan. What are you going to do? And then how do you get people to sign up? And maybe you already have people's numbers and you can just email them and say, hey, we have this way to connect now, or something like that, or just have a checkbox. I mean, you see that sometimes. Is it okay if we text you? Check it on if you want to get those messages.
Did you hear that? Make it snackable. There was that little nugget in there that I hope you grabbed. But can you even believe there is a marketing world where you just skip the email conversion? Also, did you hear join us today? Not in 2 weeks, but today, in the moment, real time. How do you make it relevant? How do you start a conversation to stay connected? Some fun side conversation things to think about for your marketing strategy. Now, we'll get back to Christoph Trappe in a few minutes and, of course, about have you chosen a great career. But first, it's time for some dope B2B learnings from the vault of Marketing Prof's articles. That's right. It's time to dig into the treasure trove of valuable information and pull out 2 pieces of gold to help you be a better B2B marketer. Article 1 this week is The Career Search Game Changer, Your Video Bio by William Aruda and Catherine Fennell. When you strip away all the basic requirements expected of any marketer, hard skills and experience, what's left? Everything that cannot be said in a resume. Yet, ironically, those are the critical personal elements that make a difference in a marketer's decision-making abilities, their soft skills, and fit with culture. They are also what will get a hiring manager to take a second look because they often determine employees' longevity, loyalty, career satisfaction, and productivity. Hiring managers have a hard time or had a hard job. They must review hundreds of resumes to decide who to interview. It's challenging to discern in all of that soft skills. In text format and resumes, almost impossible. Even the best written resume that incorporates all your marketing genius won't necessarily get your name on the interview list. How to stand out? Well, for that, you'll want to hit the link and keep on reading more, but it has to do with video bios. Here's the thing. Why am I bringing this up? If you watch this and you dive into the podcast and you realize, shoot, wrong walls, wrong seat, wrong everything, well, you might need that little tidbit of information for your next journey. Article number 2 this week is Avoid an Emergency Career Crisis. See what I'm doing here? 14 Tips for Planning Ahead for Your Next Job by Deborah Feldman. Those humans living in a hurricane zone should expect a strike might happen from time to time, and so they should take precautions to eliminate or reduce damage. By closely watching for signs of approaching storms and by working with their neighbors, they improve their chances of protecting life and property. Anticipation and planning improve your ability to effectively cope with emergencies such as a storm or a career crisis, even when its timing is uncertain. Those who are always prepared for an unexpected job change are likely to suffer less than those who are caught by surprise. Job seekers should always lean on their networks to help them get through their job search and land one swiftly. Want to learn about 14 ways to plan ahead of your potential career storm? If so, check the links in the description below after the live show to get access to both fantastic Marketing Profs articles. See what I did there? Tying it all together. Anyway, okay, back to Christoph Trappe. Let's dive back into this conversation of how B2B marketers can know if they've chosen the right career. So I wanted to ask Christoph the question that might have been on your mind since we first read the title, or you read the title, or saw this episode or the original podcast episode title as well. It was in both. What question? The question of, have you as a marketer chosen the right career by choosing to be a marketer, or choosing to be a marketer in the place where you're actually marketing? Anyway, let's go ahead and see what Christoph had to say.
So the answer in my book is yes, no, if you're good at it. And that is totally an oversimplification, of course. But you know what it comes down to? It comes down to, do you have the skills? Do you enjoy it? Can you drive the right results? Can you move forward with changes When I first came into marketing, George, it was nothing like it's like today. When I first went into journalism, today it's nothing like it was back in those days. So you have to kind of move along with those changes. If you like all those things, marketing is a great career. If you go to work every day and say, "Oh, I have to write another headline for another ad," maybe it's not the best career for you. So, you have to have that right mix of enjoyment, skills, and then drive performance, of course, as well. But if you're totally dreading and you're not, some people are not even good at it, right? And I guess today with AI tools, maybe you don't have to be as good at certain things as you used to be, because you can just, chat GPT, write me a, headline for this ad, or whomever, right? But at the end of the day, if you're good at it, it's a fantastic career. But more importantly, also, you have to find the right company. You have to find the right fit, the right team, and the right boss. And I know that is harder to do than it's said. And I'll give you an example. Companies interview people, and it's a 30-minute interview, and the people are 10 minutes late, and then they try to end 3 minutes early because they have to go to the bathroom before their next meeting. Good luck trying to figure all that out in whatever 20 minutes that is. So it is harder than it sounds, but I think you can get hints in interviews. I think you can get hints in your daily life. I mean, as you said earlier, I don't go to work, I go to play. If you go to work and you just dreading it, maybe it's not the right career, or maybe you're just in the wrong seat, or maybe you're at the wrong company.
Did you hear what I heard towards the end there? I heard a lot of maybes. However, if you pay attention to what you hear right before the maybes, then Christoph gave you a creative matrix to put your career path through to diagnose where you are and where you might need to go moving forward. Now, we'll get back to some words of wisdom from Christoph Trappe here in a few minutes. But right now, it's time to turn the spotlight on you, the Marketing Profs community. Yep, time for From the hashtag MP B2B community. We search far and wide in the hashtag MP B2B universe to find amazing information and conversations to bring to you, the masses. So first, make sure you are using the hashtag. And second, make sure you have fun and add value to the community along the way. Then we'll spotlight you or your crew on the show. This week, it's Kate DeLeo. I'm sorry, Kate. I think it's DeLeo. I think that's what it is. Anyway, Kate DeLeo, founder of the brand Trifecta, #1 international best-selling author. Brand is the path of least resistance to revenue. The good thing is I'm going to get to see Kate and ask her exactly how to pronounce that. But anyway, in her LinkedIn post, she says, "Nobody wants to talk about the end of summer already unless there's a really good reason. I'm beyond excited to announce that I'll be speaking at B2B Forum in Boston. Will I see you at Marketing Profs B2B Forum in October?" That was Kate asking, not me, but I'm also asking as well. Hashtag MPB2B, hashtag B2B, hashtag marketing, hashtag buyers, and a few more hashtags in that post. Actually, 17 to be precise. There was a lot of hashtags, a lot of goodness. Will you, though, ladies and gentlemen, be at B2B Forum this year? I sure hope so. I'll be there. Kate will be there. I'd love to meet you. I know Kate would love to meet you and have you in the room as well in Boston in October. Hey, for more information, check out the description and click that link to check out the post and read or learn more. Plus, I've thrown in the URL for more information on the B2B Forum for you. Marketing Smarts viewers, I have to ask, are you going to be the next one to get the spotlight? Remember, community, use the hashtag MPB2B on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter and get the light shined on your awesomeness in the next episode or a future episode of the Marketing Smarts live show. Pro tip, it won't hurt if you tag me in your post as well. I'm at George B. Thomas on LinkedIn and Twitter, Mr. George B. Thomas on Facebook. All right, let's kick it back to Christoph Trappe and some words of wisdom around this topic of how B2B marketers can know if they've chosen the right career. Here is what Christoph wanted to leave us with as far as his wow words of wisdom. See what I did there? Let's see.
At the end of the day, how do you drive performance? How do you have fun? How do you enjoy it? And there's so many different things you can't control. There's many things we can't control. I get it, but there's your attitude. You can always control your attitude, even when everybody else is a jerk. So how do you make it enjoyable for yourself? How do you find the right spot for yourself? And then let's thrive. Let's make it a success. Let's create stuff that actually makes a difference.
So good. Let's thrive. I love that part. I just want to say that over and over again. Let's thrive. Let's thrive. But man, so good. How do you have fun? How do you enjoy it? Control your attitude and make the spot you find enjoyable for yourself, and then make some stuff that actually makes a difference. Now, those are some words of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, have you enjoyed today's journey? Let us know. Use that hashtag MPB2B on whatever platform you're joining us on. It's time. It's time. Time flies when you're having fun. Head to the description below. Click on the link to the full Marketing Smarts podcast with Christoph Trappe and keep on learning more about how B2B marketers can know if you have chosen the right career. Remember, these were just a few clips of the original Marketing Smarts podcast interview. If you got value from today's show, hit that like, and better yet, share it with a friend. To keep learning more, hit subscribe or watch additional Marketing Props videos on whatever your favorite social channel happens to be, or head over to our YouTube channel if you're not there yet. Or you can tune into the original Marketing Smarts podcast episode on your favorite podcast app. Don't forget to become part of the Marketing Props community by heading over to mprops.com/MP today. And as always, remember to be a happy, helpful, humble B2B marketing human. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing Smarts live show next week.